How's it going, everyone? Got quite a bit to talk about in this video. Electronic Arts and Omega Force are teaming up for a brand new hunting game titled Wild Hearts. It's going to get a full reveal on September the 28th. We'll talk a little bit about that. Oxenfree 2, unfortunately, the latest game that's seeing a small delay. We'll cover that. And E3 is back in 2023, so I want to talk a little bit about that. Of course, E3 has lost a little bit of its luster, given there are so many other gaming events going on. But it's still a show I'm pretty nostalgic about, so we'll talk that at the end of this video. But first up, EA and Omega Force, the Tecmo Koei studio, are partnering up for Wild Hearts, a brand new epic adventure set in a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan. Love these games that are going the feudal Japan setting, really love that as a setting, and I feel like more games can utilize it. This one being a fantasy title, it will be interesting to see how they implement that. But publisher Electronic Arts and Tecmo Koei studio Omega Force will premiere the reveal trailer for Wild Hearts, the official title of its next great hunting game set in a fantasy feudal Japan, on September the 28th, 7 a.m. Pacific Time and 10 a.m. Eastern. Prepare for an epic adventure set in a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan, developed by Omega Force, the Japanese studio behind Dynasty Warriors, in partnership with Electronic Arts. So, by the looks of it, it looks like Omega Force will be retaining, you know, their creative input, and they can do whatever they want. EA is just helping out with localization and things of that nature, so this seems to be a partnership that I think can work, and it can help, you know, bridge Omega Force titles to a larger audience of people. EA Partners General Manager Jeff Gammon added, building on an incredible success of EA Originals, which includes the recent release of It Takes Two and Knockout City, we're thrilled to be partnering with an amazingly talented team over at Omega Force. They've elevated the hunting genre to the next level, merging their proven talent for combat gameplay with unexpected and innovative mechanics. We can't wait to introduce their groundbreaking new adventure to the world later this month. More information about the game will be dropping again September the 28th. Fantasy Feudal Japan title, we don't know much about it at this point, but EA, you know, partnering up with publishers, or developers rather, that, you know, aren't the best known, especially over here in the West, I think can offer something. I know some people are already, like, a little bit skeptical. Oh, EA is publishing the game, that immediately means XYZ, and I know people have their opinions on EA, but, you know, EA has published their fair share of good games, outside of, you know, them doing some questionable things as well. But let's hope for the best out of Wild Hearts, and I'm excited to see how the trailer does look for this game. And again, with EA Originals, It Takes Two is awesome, so this hopefully follows in that game's footsteps. I know Knockout City didn't, you know, maybe generate the appeal they were hoping for in terms of being a consistent multiplayer experience that, you know, people were invested into for a while, but, you know, them's a break. Sometimes that's going to happen, and Knockout City was a game that was received fairly well by the people that did play it. Alright, moving on from that, a game that I received very well was Oxenfree 1. It's a game that I often talk about whenever it is on sale, and I highly recommend you to play it. If you're a fan of narrative-driven titles, Oxenfree 1 was a solid game, and it's a game you could literally get on sale for like $2 or $3. It's like super cheap, so strong recommendation there. And it is getting a direct sequel in Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. The game is set 5 years after the original, scheduled for a 2022 release on PlayStation 5, PS4, Switch, and PC. Unfortunately, it has been delayed to 2023. No specific time frame in 2023, but imagine it would be earlier in the year. But nonetheless, Night School Studio did put out an official statement noting, we owe it to our amazing community to make Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals the best game it can possibly be. Seeing your fan art, reading your exciting comments, and connecting with you fuels our ambition to make this our best game yet. To make Oxenfree 2 truly special and add more localizations, we're moving our release window to 2023. Thank you for your patience, support, and understanding. We can't wait to share the game with you. Stay tuned. So, again, Oxenfree 1 was a game that I really did enjoy, and, you know, obviously it's a budget title. Don't be expecting something that's a technical masterclass. However, the presentation style was very good in my opinion, and narratively I thought it was solid, and I thought it had very good character development that seemed more like realistic characters. Obviously, it's a coming-of-age story, so it's like, you know, you keep your expectations in line, but I felt like it had a really solid cast of characters, and the story overall was pretty good. And again, you can get it super cheap when it is on sale. Don't be paying like the $19.99 or $14.99 or whatever it is, but once it's on sale, sub $5, definitely give it a shot. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised by it. Lastly, I do want to talk a little bit about E3 in 2023, set for June 13th until the 16th, featuring separate industry and consumer days. So the consumer days will be taking place in a separate hall from the industry area. The E3 business days will take place from June 13th to the 15th, and the gamer days will take place from June 15th to the 16th in a separate hall from the industry area, inviting consumers to go hands-on with upcoming games and more. E3 will also host a dedicated theater of content open to ticket holders, featuring deep dive looks at highly anticipated titles. The show will be operated by ReedPop, the group behind events such as PAX, EGX, New York Comic-Con, Star Wars Celebration, and more. E3 is one of the global gaming industry's few opportunities to come together, unite as one loud voice, and show the world what it is creating. Our vision is to reunite the industry by re-establishing the traditional E3 week, bring back that spark, and restore E3's role as a truly magical global showcase event for game creators and consumers. I always, am worried about, things kinda being forgotten about, like in E3. Like, obviously, E3 was kind of a part of a bygone era. I mean, it was only a few years ago when E3 was still a big thing, but it was getting, kind of phased out by other events. Publishers were doing their own thing, so I don't know if you can bring E3 back to its former glory. Obviously, there's a lot of nostalgia that lives with E3, and personally speaking, like, growing up during the big E3 era, when I was in, like, middle school and high school, it lined up so well because E3 always was in, like, that June time period, and everybody was getting out of school, summer break was starting, so you had this big gaming event where you could just get excited about video games, and there was a lot of, memeable moments, for sure. Sony E3 conference in 2006, Nintendo E3 conference in 2008, there were some bad E3 showcases, and a lot of the conferences, let's not mince words here, were not that great. However, I always have nostalgic memories about things like Kingdom Hearts 3 being revealed, the Final Fantasy VII Remake at the PlayStation Conference in 2015, hearing that crowd absolutely erupt at that announcement, that was one of the best E3 moments that I can remember, and I still remember it vividly to that day. That teaser trailer dropping, and I'm just texting people being like, holy F, they are finally doing the FF7 Remake, because that had been something people had wanted for so long. Remember, going back to that FF7 tech demo on the PS3, so moments like that live very fondly. But again, that might just be a lot of nostalgia, and nostalgia does, cloud judgment a little bit, and also thinking about it, you have so many other big events. Sony's doing their own thing with PlayStation Showcases, State of Plays, Jeff Keighley's doing his thing with Summer Game Fest, and you are diluting the market quite a bit with all these different events running, so I don't know how much people are going to be clamoring for E3, if it's still going to have that buzz that it once had, because E3 was like one of those events every year that would really hit the mainstream. Like, I had friends that were like super casual gamers that they would know about what's going on, and it was, airing, I believe back in the day it was on like Spike TV or whatever, like 9 o'clock. So like a lot of people were just watching it on TV, so it was like pretty cool in that respect. So it'll be interesting to see how much they can, grow as a new E3, but also return to form in the sense of getting people excited. It's all going to depend on the partners that they have on board and who's willing to showcase their stuff at E3 and not just do their own event. So it'll be an interesting thing to follow, but nice to see it come back June 13th until the 16th. So that's going to do it for me. Again, EA and Omega Force teaming up to do a new hunting game. Wild Hearts, a reveal trailer, is set for September the 28th. Oxenfree 2 has seen a slight delay until 2023, and E3 of 23 is set for June 13th until the 16th. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.